Hi Scorpio, hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your middle of September. I'm saying like the 16th to the 22nd. I hope you guys are doing really well today. So I'm going to do a very layered reading. We're going to start with a yes-no question with qualifiers. Then I'm going to do a layered Celtic cross spread. Then I'm going to do a Lenormand spread. And then at the end, it will be for love only. But the first three, I'm going to be interpreting for career, relationship, whatever comes up. So formulate that question in your mind. Those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Jackie. The way the yes-no questions work is that you're going to formulate a question that would require a yes-no answer, right? So be close-ended. Could be on anything, but you want to make sure you ask the same question in full sentence format the same way 3 times. Focus on the cards as you think about your question. Okay, and we're using the Chakra Tarot. Chakra Tarot for the yes-no spreads. So I'm going to be pulling 3 cards, 3 different cards to come up with one solid answer at the end. So card number 1, we have the Fool. That's definitely a yes card. Card number 2, the Wheel of Fortune. Very nice. We have 2 nice major arcanas, both yes cards so far. Third card, we have the Empress. Wow. 3 very powerful major arcanas here, Scorpio. Beautiful. All right, so let's pull some clarifiers. We have the 9 of Swords with the Fool and the 2 of Cups. So having a little bit of anxiety, but that's okay, It looks like it ends up alrighty. We have the Princess of Wands and the 2 of Coins working with the Wheel of Fortune. And we have the King of Swords and the 4 of Swords working with the Empress energy. Okay, so let's get right into the Fool is Uranus energy, right? So right now it's all about the future. Scorpio, right? You're very focused on the future right now. This is a really good energy because it's about fresh hope and a new perspective and taking chances and new paths and adventures, new beginnings in something. So this could indicate like a new job, a new venture, a new business idea, a new relationship, doing a certain relationship that you've been in differently. You guys making a decision. Maybe you're going to move. Maybe you're going to elevate your status within your relationship. Some of you may be making the decision to leave a relationship, but it is going in a different direction that you've never gone in before. And whatever it is though, now we have the 9 of Swords and the 2 of Cups. So I do have to say there is 9 of Swords, I call it, what do you guys know I call it, right? The 3 a.m. card. It's Mars and Gemini. Gemini is the swords. Mars is that warrior that goes in, kind of climbs inside of our mind and says, okay, what do you need to do to get on the path of where you need to go? And what do you need to move away from? That's not always a very easy question. And I'm going to mention in a few minutes after we do this one, what's going on in the sky regarding Mars retrograde right now. Very internal. This is kind of like that energy where you're being made to think, but this is like ruminating thoughts, right? Intrusive thoughts that can really get in the way of your sleep. Some of you may even be struggling with maybe some nightmares of some sort, anxiety, grief, depression. But we have it hanging out here with the 2 of Cups. And you say, well, wow, this is a really beautiful energy. This has to do with romantic love and partnership, proposal, marriage. Well, maybe the anxiety is about a relationship. So for some of you, this is a general message, right? So I'm going to give a couple of interpretations. As far as relationship goes, this could be meeting somebody new and feeling a lot of anxiety about going on this new path with them because you're feeling either not fully over somebody else from the past or really scared because of a past relationship. Others of you are in this space within a current relationship, but you know you need to do things differently. You're having a lot of anxiety about how things are right now, and you're really not sure how to fix it, but you know that you really want to. But it's going to require a completely new approach. Some of you are going to resonate with it like that. Others of you, if this has to do with 2 of Cups having to do with business, this could have to do with signing on the bottom line some sort of new employment, purchasing a business, any kind of legal paperwork. This could also be indicative of I know this is kind of specific, but it does mean this, the 2 of Cups, because it does indicate like needing to change your hours and the way in which you work. So say you're working in person, maybe now you're going to be working at home, or maybe you're going to school in person and you're going to be going to school at home. You need to change the hours or the way in which you're working, and it's really stressing you out because you need to have a different approach to your work. and it's creating a lot of stress for you. But I do see it working out in your favor because we have the Fool in the upright. And so the Fool in the upright does indicate to me this new path, this new perspective, you being able to approach something in a different way, which is good. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So Wheel of Fortune is a Jupiter energy. Okay, first of all, and this is about good fortune, but really more than anything, this is about a turning point. Good fortune sounds so Hallmark fluffy BS, right? But when we're dealing with the Jupiter energy, what it means really is that there's a lightness and there's opportunity that's going to be available to us, but it's not going to come and tap us on the shoulder, pull us off the couch, or anything like that. It means that there's something that's very destiny driven, it's kind of predetermined already, that's surrounding you right now, and you're going to feel it. Now, for some of you, if this has to do with relationship, this could be you meeting somebody where you feel like you've met them before, and it's sort of this predestined and predetermined already relationship if they're brand new. Those of you in a situation where you're reconnecting, the decision needs to be made here. It's the only caveat with this, with the wheel, okay? Decision needs to be made. Do you want to get back into it? Do you want to get back on that thing, or do you want to just say goodbye? And only you are going to be able to know. But the key here is, if you have to work too hard at it, if you're trying to fit a circle in a square, if that person was just not healthy, if the bones of the relationship wasn't good the last time around, it's not going to be good this time around either. So it won't have the Jupiter blessings in that way. But if you guys broke up for something silly because of poor communication or something like that, then there is this element of being able to move forward. General, if relationship besides that, if you're like, okay, this is like a nice period in your relationship right now, having to do with work, this is a new job opportunity, a new opportunity to make money even within a given job that you have right now. This could be the possibility of a promotion, something like that. And then we have the Princess of Wands. So this is a really nice energy in that it's all about a new project, creative, a new approach, a new cycle. So if this has to do with relationship, particularly if you guys are, well, really, it doesn't matter whether you guys are just meeting somebody in a good solid relationship already or reconnecting. I like this because this is Wands are will and passion, and it's this idea that here we go, we're opening up like the next chapter, a new phase, we're going to this next space, which is really nice, right? And it's creative, and you guys you're handling things creatively as you enter this next part of your life, because then we have the Two of Coins, and the Two of Coins, it's you're in this space where you're weighing options, and there are two choices that you need to make. So you're going to be in this space, which does not surprise me, because the Wheel of Fortune is needing to make a decision here. You need to make the decision with the Wheel of Fortune. Do I want to be involved in this? Do I not want to be involved in this? Should I? Shouldn't I? I can tell you what the energy is all day long, but you're going to be in a situation where you're going to need to make a decision. And that's very much the Two of Coins energy. So it's two choices. For many of you, it's multitasking, weighing out many options. But I like it because you're going to be very creative and very excited while you're doing this thinking. And I have to tell you, I see you guys just moving forward in something that's really, really positive. Even though you might feel a little confused and a little like, I don't know what to do right now, you making the right decision. It does seem like. Then we have the Empress energy. This is the mother of the tarot. This is the Venus energy, right? It's about fertility, creation, pregnancy, those of you in that space. But generally it has to do with general overall abundance because it's Venus, right? So Venus, keep in mind, is that beautiful trifecta of money, love, and also everything else that we value, including ourself. Right? So it's this abundance of this Venus energy, which is really pretty beautiful. This is also indicative of really good parenting. So for those of you who are parents right now, you're really kind of in this space where your children need you in a particular way and you're really showing up, which is really actually quite beautiful. I like this, the King of Swords and the Queen and the Four of Swords. King of Swords is sticking with the facts, staying in your head like you have to. This is being an intentional leader, very strategic, very thoughtful, being able to think strategically and really kind of implement. All right, now we have the Four of Swords. There's this idea of rest and retreat and renewal and solitude and recovery here, Okay, so it's this need to recover, but it's like you're in charge of it, which is really good. You're focusing on what matters to you. You're focusing on what what you value. And we value our home, we value our children, we value money. You're very much focused on this. You're in this space where I feel like for some of you, you've gone through quite a lot. You've gone through quite a lot. Now, some of you may be in the space of recovery also, I do want to say, as far as your health goes, just because we do have some energies impacting you guys right now. Your archetype having to do with the 6th house, which has to do with our health, our day-to-day work environment. So you're giving you're having tension in your day-to-day environment. You're having tension in your day-to-day work environment and or your health. And I like the 4 of Swords there because it does show me some recovery and rest, but approaching something from a very practical and pragmatic way. So some of you might be doing a couple of things at once, guys. You know, it's not so streamlined all the time. Like some of you may be healing from something, but at the same time, maybe one of your children are going through something and you're really there for them. You know, it could work out like that. This could also have to do with maybe you've been feeling a lot of anxiety and depression, you know, having to do with your money, or having to do with anything that you value, having to do with a relationship, anything like that. But you being able to move into a space where you're going to be approaching it from a very good, clear mercurial mindset, I want to say, right? Because the swords are air, it's very sort of like mental, right? Very mental space, instead of that watery, allowing that to kind of, you know, run over you and wash over you and having you make these decisions through that. So I like that. I think that's positive. We got 3 yeses, so rock on, Scorpio. Let's get into the Celtic Cross spread. So I'm going to be doing 2 layers. I'm going to start first with the Crystal Visions Tarot, and I'm going to pull all the cards and then interpret the 2 cards for each position together, because that's how we're going to do this today, because I feel like a lot of the signs need a lot of messages. This is a weird month. It's a weird month. It's a weird life right now. Weird life right now. Okay. And guys, I'm sorry for bringing you guys to the last day of filming. I have to do them the signs 4 at a time. Because I'm back to teaching. A lot of you guys know I'm a professor. I'm back to teaching. My schedule is very busy right now with my online students. Oh, did I say this is weird? This is a weird world we're living in right now. It's so strange. I miss my students, you know? I miss being in person with them. The Devil. Okay. Star. I like it. We get the Star upright for that in recent past. We have the 10 of Cups and the Lovers. So something was going on here. Something was going on here. Okay. So we have the Devil. Now remember the Devil energy is, you know, can be addiction, but it's just all about imbalance. Just understand that. It's all about imbalance. So that obviously could be alcohol addiction, drug addiction, addiction to money, greed, lust, insecurity, vulnerability, fear of abandonment, fear of commitment, anxiety, depression, unchecked, untreated, anything that would get in the way of the relationship feeling balanced. We do have the Devil energy, and that's working with the 2 of Pentacles in reverse here. Don't be afraid of the reversals, because a lot of times they're a lot more positive than in the upright, and they're just messages that have to come out. That's it. Things for us to pay attention to. So this is an inability to commit and struggling, feeling overwhelmed, having to do with something. So Scorpio, this could be you, or this could be somebody that you're dealing with, but there is this idea of overwhelm, an inability to fully commit to something, where somebody might really want to be in a relationship with you. Somebody might really want that job. Somebody might really want something, but when it comes to the end of it, like it comes down to seriously like what's necessary to make something work, somebody's not showing up 100%, because it becomes this overwhelming kind of thing. So again, that could be you, or could be somebody that you're working with, dealing with, or could be a little bit of both of you. And we have the Devil. So there is definitely this imbalance that's really inciting this inability to commit, to struggle with something, to feel overwhelmed. And that happens a lot, right? Where especially if somebody has a fear of commitment or a fear of abandonment or any sort of addiction issue that somebody else is aware of, and they don't want to hear it, they don't want to deal with it. This could also deal with, let's say you're working in a position where you're dealing with somebody who's seriously like an egomaniac or narcissistic, even at worst case scenario, having those tendencies anyway, where there's this imbalance having to do with work. So, that could be you having, within work, or it could be an energy that you're dealing with. Now, it's crossing or blessing the situation. We have the Five of Cups reverse and we have the Star. Okay, very interesting. So let's talk about the Five of Cups reverse first. This is way more positive in the reverse, because this is about moving on and forgiveness and hope returning and there being recovery. Because see, in the upright, it's like focusing on the sad, focusing on the negative of something, but no, this indicates to me there's a moving on, there's forgiveness, there's hope returning. And to have this with the Star, this is an Aquarius energy, this is all about forgiveness. The Star is about forgiveness and renewal and hope and inner clarity, having faith, right? And being in the spotlight of someone or something. So this could be great if it has to do with a job, because remember the Star, since it's Aquarius, it's ruled by Uranus, is all about the future. And so this future energy could be about you getting a new job, and it's sort of like the spotlight being on you in this new position. But there being this recovery, Scorpio. It's going to resonate with each of you differently, but there's this recovery with this clarity. Even though we have the Devil energy, still dealing with the Devil energy. So let's look at the best to be achieved from this outcome. We have the Queen of Wands reverse with the Ten of Cups. So I like these are very interesting, very realistic energies we're getting here, as it's never so straightforward, right? It's really not in reality, right? So we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So this here can be indicative of anger, of somebody who's just very apathetic and kind of cold, maybe even aggressive. This could be indicative also of a very dull person, because Wands in the upright is somebody who's very excited and very passionate and very, let's go, let's do this. But in the reverse, it's like, yeah, this person's like kind of dull, sort of checked out, kind of apathetic, could be angry, cold, sort of aggressive. But then we have the Ten of Cups energy. And the Ten of Cups is about family and contentment and total love and support. So the best to be achieved here, Scorpio, I don't know. I mean, it's like, for some of you, this could be staying in a situation because it ends up being safe because of your family, even though the person that you're dealing with is all those things, like not very exciting. You feel kind of apathetic about the situation. They might be angry. Maybe you're angry. There could be a level of coldness, a level of aggression within this connection. But, or this might be something that you need to work through, right? So that we end up turning this Queen of Wands upright, right, where it's more exciting and it's all of those positive attributes about being confident and exciting and excited, but right now it does look like the best to be achieved here is the Ten of Cups, which is good, is family, contentment, total love, support, but feeling like there is something missing. Now, as the foundation, we have the Five of Swords reverse and we have the Eight of Wands reverse. Okay, let's talk about the Five of Swords reverse first. So Five of Swords reverse is there being a fair fight. Fair. Peace after trouble. Okay? Being caught in a situation, being called out, you calling somebody out, maybe somebody calling you out, whatever it is, but something being put on the table. I think this is a very healthy energy because it's Venus in Aquarius and it's having that troubling conversation. It's troubling while you're having it because Five is always conflicts and Swords are communication. How are things going to be any different moving into the future? Exactly how? And having a fair conversation, a fair discussion, let's call it discussion. And there being peace after there being some sort of troubling time, some sort of trouble, right? But somebody is being called out on something. And then we have the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands in reverse, this is frustration here. So this is problems. This is like problems ahead, delays. There's delays in something, delay in being able to feel a firm foundation. So it's not horrible. The Eight of Wands in reverse is not horrible. It just means that there's a delay ahead. There's some sort of challenge to how something can roll out. Doesn't mean it's not going to. It just means that there's a delay in some sort of foundation that you guys are trying to build. So this could be where there's conflict about how things have rolled out up to this point, how are things going to be any different moving forward, and how are we going to actually make those things happen, and kind of feeling like you almost have this like you cement shoes is kind of dramatic, because I don't feel like you're not going to be moving forward at all, but it's going to be at such a slow snail's pace that you're wondering if it's even going to happen at all. So it's kind of where you're at now. In the past, in the recent past, we have the Ten of Cups energy with the Lover's energy. So I do feel okay, having to do with career though, before we go in, because I feel like I just focused, I was just very called to the relationship aspect of this. Having to do with a job. This could certainly be like staying in a job just for the money, you know, where it's like you're just like, I really don't care about this anymore, you know what I mean, like just kind of being very apathetic, bored, you know, the whole thing. Actually maybe even feeling a little bitter, a little aggressive about how you're working. So maybe you're working at home and you miss going in, or you're going in and you want to be at home, you want to work differently, something, but you have to do it for the sake of your family, and you're just not able to really move forward right now, and you're wondering if things are ever going to be any different moving forward. And a lot of us are in that space where it's like, is this ever going to be over? And when it is, what's it going to look like? Because it's probably not going to look like it did. So what is that big unknown, right? And you guys are so sensitive and so intuitive, and you're all about transformation. I mean, Pluto's your ruler. So you may be experiencing, and don't be surprised if you are, a heightened level of anxiety over what is on the other side of all of this. It's just that all of the water energies are going to be feeling it even more than anyone else. Not that, and even if you're an earth sign, air sign, it doesn't matter. It depends on where the water is and what transits are, how it's impacting your chart. All right, I digress there. But I wanted to address that. Now, we have the Lover's energy and the Ten of Cups. Now, whether you're dealing with a relationship or a job, whatever, the Lovers does indicate first and foremost the need to make a decision. So there's a need to make a decision here about partnership, deep love, but a choice needs to be made here about joining with others. So this could be, again, okay, we have problems. Are we going to work through our problems together? Everybody has to be on the same page. Do you want to go into business with me? We all have to be on the same page. If you work together with somebody, it's anybody who has a shared soul purpose. So this could even be a friend, a family connection. The bottom line here is a shared soul purpose. And then again, we have the Ten of Cups, right? Different spread, different, you know, a different deck rather here in different position. But we have the Ten of Cups again, family contentment, total love and support. So I feel like you're coming from a space of where you needed to make a decision about something for the sake of your family, for the sake of the relationship. What I like about this is it's an Archangel Raphael blessing. So, and that kind of that carries a lot of weight, right, moving forward. So that's what I see, you know, you're coming from and where you're at right now. Now, representing you and only you right now, we have the Emperor and we have the Tower. I mean, wow, we have two very, very profound major arcanas here for sure. I mean, the Emperor energy is about just respect and leadership and strategic planning. This could be a father figure, somebody who is a father figure. Maybe you are a father figure. But gender is not really specific here. Just keep in mind the Emperor is an Aries energy. Aries is ruled by Mars. So this is all about a fresh path, a new perspective. For those of you dealing with relationship, if you're just meeting somebody new, if somebody's sort of in your energy right now that you're just connecting with, it does seem like you're very prepared to be very faithful. You know, you understand what's necessary. You might not have all of the particulars figured out. That's the one thing with the Emperor energy. There's a lot of confidence with the Emperor energy, but you might not have all the particulars figured out. Okay, so this is kind of where you're at right now. Feeling really daring and excited to start a new job, to start something new. There's a newness about the Emperor, right? It's the leader of the tarot, but then we have it with the Tower. You say, well, what does that even mean? Well, the Tower is some sort of unwanted change, some sort of upheaval. And for some of you, it could even be something like that feels violent, even if it's only emotional. But it's certainly the ending of something. Now, I do want to say that this doesn't have to be anything in the 3D. Yes, it can mean the end of a relationship. Yes, it can mean the end of a job. Yes, it can mean the end of a friendship, a family connection, something like that. But this can also mean the coming down of a way of thinking, a way of approaching something in your life, Scorpio. Changing your mindset, saying, you know what, the way I've been thinking and the way I've been conducting myself, it's not serving me. And if I keep doing what I did, I'm going to keep getting what I got, and I have to change that. So your relationship might be fine, your job might be fine, but you may be reaching this epiphany where you're like, you know what? It's time for me to be in charge of my own life. And not, put these weighted contingencies on other people, not giving other people the power over what's going to be in my life moving forward. Really taking ownership and leadership of your own life after this epiphany, after the lights come on. Now, this could mean, obviously, yes, the ending to a number of things. This is a general reading. But to have it with the Emperor energy is really, really empowering. Now, the energy around you right now, we have the Four of Wands reverse. And the Four of Wands reverse is all about leaving home, could be moving out, could be arguments, could be selling a home, needing to sell a home, right? Feeling kind of pushed to that. Because the Four of Wands in the upright is about strong foundation, kind of digging in the roots, right? So in the reverse, it's leaving home, moving out. Could be arguments. Broken engagements can even be for some of you. It could be unsettled activities going on around your career, around your money, where you don't feel really kind of grounded and rooted, not in the way that you would really like to, but it's working with the Hierophant energy. And the Hierophant energy is about that belief system, right? It's traditions, it's conventions, it's expectations, it's conformity. So it's like there are these expectations that are being put upon you, Scorpio. And you're like, all right, you know what? I'm feeling really challenged in keeping up with that. So for some of you, it's like, I can't conform to what you need me to be in this relationship, in this marriage, so I need to leave. I can't conform to what you need and want me to be in this job, so I have to go. Or feeling like your belief system is being compromised in one of the environments that you circulate in, whether it's at home, within a friendship, family connection, even having to do with work, where this idea of your belief system and needing to conform and kind of go along with everybody else. And, and look, I mean, that makes sense, right? I mean, in the energies that we're in right now, it's such a divisive world we're living in right now. It's terrible, right? It's terrible. But I feel like you're going to be very much feeling this right now. And then we have your hope and fear. We have the World, and we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So the Queen of Pentacles, let's talk about the Queen of Pentacles in reverse first. This tells me fear and hope. You're fearing dealing with somebody who is greedy, you might be dealing with somebody who's envious. You might be fearing somebody being financially dependent on you. You may be fearing being financially dependent on someone else, maybe very dependent on somebody else's money. But, fearing this not being a comfortable space for you at all, right? But then we have the World, and the World here is more of a hope. It's completing a goal, a lesson, but there's completion here, right? So it's like you want this lesson to be over. You want the bad part to be behind you. You just want the blessings that Saturn brings with the World energy, because the World is a Saturn energy. And even though Saturn is a challenging energy to deal with when we're in it, when we do the work, we get the biggest blessings. Forget Jupiter. Saturn blessings are fabulous because they last decades and decades and decades long. So there is something that's completing here. You're completing a cycle, Scorpio. There is a cycle that is completing in your life. And it's a good thing because the World is paying you these beautiful kisses for doing all of the work that you've been involved in, whatever you've been putting all of your energy into. Now the outcome here, we have the Justice energy and the Page of Cups reverse. So the Page of Cups in the reverse, can be, you could be dealing with somebody who's very mature. You might be feeling a little immature right now. That's okay. If that is you, right? It's a general message. This could also indicate a breakup. This could also indicate dependence, right? So, but again, when I say dependence, think about like a child. So some of you may be dealing with children who are very dependent on you right now. You know, some of you may be in that space of your children being very, very dependent, and there being this element of what's fair, what's not fair, in having to do with that. That's going to resonate with some of you. But the thing is, the Page of Cups, I have to say, it can be kind of like a bratty kid or somebody who feels entitled, somebody who feels very entitled. So this could also be an adult, but somebody who's just not very emotionally intelligent, who feels very entitled and kind of bratty, very immature again. But it has a certain level of dependence on, you know, their priorities are not in the right place, not in the right place. So you're dealing with this energy of justice, like what's fair, what's not fair, right? This is a Libra energy. Libra is the 7th house of partnership. So like what's fair regarding money, what's fair as far as connection in relationship, is, you know, are things being handled fairly regarding finances, regarding your career? Is it something that you feel good in, right? Because remember, Libras are by Venus, so we always have to ask that big question. Do we feel good in this? Do we feel valued? Is everything equitable here? Or are you dealing with somebody who's wildly immature and, you know, you're in the space of having to carry most of the load, or it could certainly be vice versa. You know, it could be vice versa. Now, in the near future, we have the death and rebirth, which is you guys, right? We have it in reverse. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So to have the death in reverse, this indicates stagnation, some kind of inertia, some sort of hope that you had, you know, just kind of wearing away, maybe even feeling like some sort of hope is destroyed, feeling stuck in something, feeling very stuck. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. And here, this is about family conflicts, right? Feeling lonely. Some of you, I'm sorry to say, this could even have to do with like a foreclosure of a home. But family conflicts and not being able to move on though at the same time, right? Feeling this sort of stuck in this space of, dare I say, almost like a hopeless, like a sense of hopelessness, right? Because of these conflicts, because of this feeling of loneliness. Now, this could have to do with, you know, you're just not really being happy with your job at all and everything's fine with your relationship, or feeling very lonely within a relationship, intimate, or a family situation that's going on. Again, this does not have to blanket your entire life, but I do see that this is something that's happening right now in a certain part of your life here, for sure. But the Tower moment here with the Emperor energy, I do feel you pulling yourself out of it. I can see, but it being a challenging time. It's going to be a tough week. I'm sorry, Scorpio. Sometimes the messages are better than others. You know, sometimes we resonate with some people more than others in different weeks, right? Okay, let's pull some Lenormand. Remember, the Lenormand is different than regular tarot. It's a different system. Okay. Okay, we have the Man. Now, this man, we have two versions of the Man in the stack. So this man is a very Mars energy. You see he has the Mars symbol around his neck. So Mars is a very sort of assertive energy, very determined. And this is also like, the sexier man of the two. So this is somebody who really is very male dominant, you know, kind of male energy. So if you're a male Scorpio watching this would be you. Ladies, if you're involved with a man, this could be your partner. If you're in however it would resonate with you if you're in a same-sex relationship. Or this could just have to do with a male in your life. Could be a family member, a father, somebody you work with, but somebody who's very sort of assertive, very, you know, it's almost emperor-like in that way. This is Mars. Mars is that. Okay, we have the cross. Okay, we have to talk about this. And we have the park. Okay, and we have the dice. It's good. Taking a chance on something. I like it. We have the fish. Taking a chance with resources, finances. Nice. All right, I see there being some sort of reaching out here, is what I see. Somebody wants redemption, Scorpio. Who wants redemption in your life? That's going to be reaching out to you. I feel like either through some sort of networking activity, some sort of online text message, email, phone call. That's the park. The cross is needing to bear the burdens of somebody else's actions. And he's looking at this, understanding that there's been a dynamic here where somebody has had to bear the weight of somebody else's actions. Either you of their actions, they're of your actions. But I do see there being this reaching out, taking a chance. And I want to say that having to do with the fish has to do with resources, but it also has to do with working with what you have. Working with what you have, understanding the limitations of a particular situation, but reaching out, taking a chance and saying, this is what I can offer you. Can we work it out? Because the flowers here, this is a very positive message coming in, showing appreciation, showing love, showing commitment. So if money has been a situation, if the way somebody communicates has been an issue. Because again, resources are a lot more than simple finances. Resources are what we bring to a situation. It's ourself. It's our emotional, our mental, and our physical connection to something. So it's saying, this is what I have to offer you. Will you accept it? But there's redemption involved, because you have to understand one thing about this cross. What did Jesus do for us? Jesus died on the cross for us, right? I mean, if you don't believe, then just you're going to treat it as a metaphor, whatever works for you. But it's this idea of needing to bear the burdens of somebody else. And why did he do that? To redeem, right? There was redemption for us. Very powerful card, but you need to understand that something needs to end with this before something is redeemed. So however that relationship was, however that job was before, whatever that family situation happened before, whatever it was, that way needs to be gone. It needs to go away with the tower. It needs to go away in order for there to be redemption. So there needs to be a shift in perspective here. And an acceptance of what is and what is not, and understand what can be dealt with and what can be mitigated and what can't be mitigated. And there being a meeting of the minds having to do with whatever this is. I'm feeling very strong that this could have to do with a family connection for some of you. I'm feeling that very strong. Maybe some sort of parenting circumstance. It's going to be different for each of you though. All right. So let's go into the love only. Love only. Let's see what comes out. So we're going to start first with my homemade oracles and then go into the Island Time Wellness. We're just going to pull a bunch of cards and I'll pull some tarot at the end. I love everything about you, even though I may not like you sometimes. I need more time to figure things out, but I don't want to lose you. So you can be feeling this about someone, Scorpio. They might be feeling this about you. Our connection still affects me. I still feel you on my soul. Okay. Clock. Need time. Takes time. Time to heal. Time to heal. Progress. The Runner. A runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. Okay, somebody's figuring out their ego, it looks like. Why are they scared of something? The snake. Competition, envy, clever, malicious, looking over your shoulder. The other woman. It could be the other man as well, obviously. So this could be literal, or this could be the idea of somebody from a partner's past is still sort of lingering and haunting. And that could certainly be the issue here as well. So somebody may be afraid of a situation going on right now because of your ex, or you because of their ex. And they're having a really hard time figuring out, you know, where they fall in all of that. That's going to resonate with some of you. It's coming up. Sacred union, honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. Definitely feel like there is love here. Time. You are trying too hard. Give time. Look at all the time energy things we have here. We got time, we got clock. I need more time to figure this out. So it does seem like something needs to sort of unravel itself. It does seem like. Okay. Let's pull some whispers of love. Forgiveness. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. The only thing that is real is loved. Shift your focus back to love. Yeah, you know, sometimes we get caught up in other stuff. Money, family stuff. Yeah. Okay. All right, a couple more oracles, and then we'll pull some tarot. A couple of astro cards, throw some dice. Yeah, I mean, we have this new moon in Virgo trining Saturn happening on the 17th. We still have this Mars retrograde. So honestly, for everybody, it's just we're gonna be feeling like just everything is laid out in front of us. We're gonna be feeling like a lot more clear on things, a lot closer to what we, you know, what we need to do. But because the Mars retrograde, we're not gonna be able to like actually implement what we need. So it really is something that we're all going to be feeling. But at the same time, we're going to have moments of clarity. Optimistic Jupiter is going to be in harmony with Neptune, making us feel kind of like idealistic and dreamy, you know. But at the same time, Jupiter is going to be in tension with Mercury, which is in Libra, creating like frustrating communication, or, you know, having a hard time seeing what do we have to do exactly to fix this? What exactly is the thing that we need to do? Heart-to-heart conversation, yeah, but it may not be totally easy right now. I just want to say on the 22nd, we have the Sun entering Libra. It's joining Mercury in there. If you can hang out until then, that might be a little better. 22nd. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. And there we go. Just see what's happening here. We have King of Pentacles, Page of Swords, the Tower reverse, the Hermit. So yeah, I definitely feel like you or the person you're dealing with very much in hermit mode, very deeply introspective, or like seriously almost kind of like, dare I say, even like off the grid in a way, right? Really just getting very deep inside oneself, right? Experiencing some sort of loneliness, isolation, sort of repeating past mistakes over and over in the mind, you know, and being stuck, right? That's very much the Hermit energy, rather. And then the Tower energy reverse. This is again, you know, like feeling this sense of like internal oppression. But like there's some sort of disaster that's being averted here, I feel like, but there's a fear of change here. Wanting to kind of dig into something secure, feeling like, whew, I dodged that bullet kind of thing, right? And that's kind of where the mindset is at, either of you or of them right now, is what I'm seeing here. And then we have the Page of Swords in the upright. So Page of Swords in the upright is about, you know, there could be some gossip going on right now, some gossip about a situation. Maybe you're gossiping about them, they're gossiping about you, or there's just some sort of, because it's gossip is very mature, right? And that's Page is a very young and sort of immature energy. So just somebody who is not putting on their big boy, their big girl pants when it comes to communicating. This could certainly be this. This can just kind of be surrounding you right now. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is like a very stubborn person. Be somebody not working, somebody who's rather lazy when it comes to the relationship. You know, it doesn't mean that they're lazy, but they could be lazy regarding work and therefore not bringing in money or contributing to the relationship in that way as far as finances go. But this could just be a general laziness within the connection, right? So Scorpio, this could certainly be you. This could certainly be them. It could be a little bit of both of you, where you're not giving the work that's necessary in order to really move it forward. But it's interesting because it's almost like this feeling defeated kind of energy is what I sort of am getting here. But I feel like there's a lot of love here, and I feel like, you know, somebody is trying to push off this need for looking at something differently as far as this commitment goes. You know, the Tower just means it happened already, and there's extreme like guilt, bitterness, some sort of dismay here. We have the 11th house, which has to do with the goals and wishes. We have to do with the South Node here. South Node right now is in Sagittarius. Has to do with our belief system and the need to release something that we believe to be true, and really focusing on our Pisces energy, which is a couple of things. First of all, it's about putting somebody else first, or allowing them to put you first, right? And also, because there's like a self-sacrificing behavior here, but not in an unhealthy way. And this is also about getting in touch with your wishes and what you really, really want. So you really have to ask that big question. What do you really want, Scorpio? What do you want? And at the same time, though, what are you willing to do? And do those two things align? Because I've been dealing with a lot in my readings, is like people want something, but then the reality of what has to happen in order to make that happen, they don't really want to do for a number of reasons. Maybe they don't feel like it's true to their purpose, or they just don't feel motivated to do something in a certain way. And a lot of us are feeling like that right now. So don't beat yourself up if you're in that space. Give yourself a little bit of time. So we really need to, Scorpio needs to tap into their third house of perception. How are you seeing things against like your perception versus another person's perception, right? And this has to do with how you are accepting communication, right? Because the third house is Gemini, is the landlord there, and it has to do with all kinds of communication and understanding that when we communicate, we're working through our own lens and our own filter, and there really needs to be a deep understanding of, are we accepting information being sent to us as it's meant to be received? You know what I mean? Really being able to have some empathy and understand another person's perspective and what their perception of things might be grounded in. And it's only through that where you can have a meeting of the minds, and there could be any sort of compromise to sort of fix what's here, because there's love here, but it seems like there's not a lot of gumption to put in the hard work mutually on both sides. That's what it seems like here. So that is what I have for you guys this week. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.